All right, this is the Coast to Coast Combat Hour on June 30th, which means the month of June is over and July is coming up. LFA is stacking up July, and we've got one of their competitors returning with us, Justin Wetzell. Justin, thank you for coming back. I know you got just a certain amount of time to be with us, and last time we had you on, you had a story you wanted to tell about how you got into the fight game and stuff. So I said, let's open with that before we talk about your upcoming fight. So the floor is yours, Justin.
All right, man, get ready. So let's rewind the tape. All right. So
Okay.
we're 2009. I'm 17 years old. Summer heading into my senior year of high school. Me and a buddy are playing mini golf with some girls, and for whatever reason, the group ahead of us, like 7, 8 holes ahead of us, is playing, and for whatever reason, dumbass kids, my buddy yells at them, calls them just calls them some names or some shit like, hey, fags, what are you guys doing? Just like, do you like? I look at him like, do you know them? He's like, nope. Like, oh, okay, whatever. Hour goes by, we're on like the 17th hole, bro, and all of a sudden, all these cars pull up, like 4 or 5 cars. And I come from a town of like 10,000 people, so there's not like it's a very small town, dude.
Yeah.
And all these cars pull up, dude. It's like a clown car, like 6, 7, 8 people are piling out of each car, dude, just rolling up. They take over the mini golf course and like surround us. There's like 50 people, bro. And nothing ended up happening. We like talked them out of like not kicking our asses, but we were like completely helpless in that situation. They basically just bitched us out, man. But it was nuts, dude. Like all these random, it was like old people, young people, kids, girls, construction worker. I don't know, man. Anyway, all that happened, and me and my buddy like, man, we gotta learn how to like defend ourselves or do something, because I had like wrestled up to that point, but I hadn't done like any striking or any like real actual training.
Yeah.
So we like looked for gyms, but in my like the small town I was from, the nearest gym was probably like an hour and a half away. So we were basically just YouTubing grappling videos and doing that shit on the trampoline during the summer. And we would like put on MMA gloves and like do strikes on the ground. Like combat jiu-jitsu is what it would be called now. We would do that like on the trampoline and shit during the summer. And okay, so fast forward now, school starts, senior year, and one of my buddies who I wrestled with, I told him that I was doing like shit like yeah, I've been training, right? Like like stuff on the trampoline. And he's like, oh, one of my buddies, he's like a striker. Like he had done some amateur like boxing matches or some shit. And he's like, he's trying to do MMA too. Like, do you guys want to like we should like organize like a fight thing, like get together and you guys could fight. Like we could have the gloves and the mouthpiece and everything. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. I know a perfect place. Like there's this park right by one of the schools. And in the back of the park, there's like a little entrance to like this wooded tree area. It's like a circle, dude. And it's like, it's right off of traffic, the park is, but in this area, it's completely sealed off by trees, very thick. And that's where we were going to do it. So my buddy was like the matchmaker between me and this kid. So he set like the fight up. All right, we're gonna fight at Thomas Park Friday after school at like 4:15 p.m. It's gonna be MMA rules, 3 1-minute rounds. Yeah, just meet there. So the week of the fight week, if you will, the week of the fight, I think that was on a Monday. We decided, like, word gets around school that like me and this kid Dylan are fighting, and you just walking down the hallways and you like people are coming to you like, you're gonna get your ass beat, pussy. Like you saw like just like shit you see now with the fight game still.
Wow.
But so Friday comes and it's after school and I'm at home and 2 of my buddies pick me up on like 2 of my buddies on the wrestling team pick me up and they drive me to the park. And I kid you not, dude. I get to the park and then I get to the back area where like the wooded area is, the enclosed area, and there's like 50 fucking people from school there. The dude I'm supposed to fight is already got his mouthpiece in, he's wearing shorts and he's like jumping around, like warming up in the middle and shit, like already got his glove. I'm like, holy, like damn, this is like actually happening. Like it was like, I don't know, man. That's a lot of people where I'm from.
Yeah.
Like, and that gathering, all a bunch of kids and shit. They're all just like watching, like, all right, get your shit on. Like, All right, give me 5 minutes to warm up or some shit. So that fight happened, man. Me and the kid fought. He like threw some crazy punches. I took him down and ended up submitting him. And he wanted to fight again, so we fought again. And the same thing happened. I submitted him, and then some other kids that were there watching, they're like, "Yeah, we want to fight too."
Oh wow.
So there was like another fight after that, and like there's 2 or 3 more fights after that, dude.
Holy
And like
cow.
this was supposed to be just, it was originally supposed to just be one fight.
Yeah.
But we all had, yeah. But everyone else wanted to fight afterwards. And then after that happened, like, all right, when's the next one? Like, what? Like, people were like asking me and my buddy that set up the fight with his friend, the original fight. They're asking me and him, like, who can we fight? Can we fight? So next thing you know, we're like, all right, 2 weeks from now, Friday, we'll everyone meet up here again.
Oh
And this
wow.
happened, yeah. And yeah, dude. So like I would like find people in school, people would like text me and shit, like, hey, do you want to fight me? I'll fight this or that. Like, dude, it was nuts. And yeah, we would have these events, and I fought 2 more times on like 2 more events, if you will, at the park. Yeah, dude.
So did this thing have a name or something? I mean, I'm sorry to cut
Yes.
you off, Matt, but
No,
I
you're
mean,
good. You're good. You're good. The school newspaper got a hold of this shit, and they so me and my buddy, we joked around and called it the Woodland Brawls, like because it was like surrounded by trees and shit and like
wow.
fenced off. But the newspaper called it the Wood Lawn Brawls because there was a park called Wood Lawn. They didn't know what they were talking about, so we just made fun of it and called it the Wood Lawn Brawls.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you were matchmaking, promoting, and everything. Well,
and
before
fighting,
yeah, and fighting.
and fighting.
That's a jack of all trades in the fight game right there. Wow, that's
Yeah,
an amazing story.
There's still more to it though, man.
Go
So
ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. So these events happen. Now it's wrestling season now. Okay, this happened at the very beginning of the year when football was going on. I didn't play any sports during the fall. My coach was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like wrestling wrestling season's coming up, you dumbass! Like you have to stop right now. You're like captain of the wrestling team. I can't have you fucking fighting people in the park. Do it like it's cool, but stop, dumbass. Like all right, stop. Done. It's over. No more fights. It's wrestling season. All right. Well, school's going on, and there's like a drug. I don't know what you want to call it, a lockdown where like the cops come and with the drug dogs and shit and like search the school, search the parking lot.
Yeah.
So let me go back a little bit more. So for our last event, my other buddy that was matching with me, he printed out because we're fucking kids and we're geniuses. He printed out waivers. He printed out like witness like things like I waive this and that, Woodlawn Brawls,
Wow.
like the official title. People there watching like witness sign, judge,
Yeah,
referee just signing around. It was ridiculous, man. Like
wow.
it's all on paper now. All right, now we fast forward to the wrestling season, right? This is probably a good 4 weeks after all this is like done.
Uh-huh.
The drug bust happens. At some point, obviously my buddy was like smoking, but they had like I think some seeds or some shit was in his car. So they hit on his car. They didn't find any drugs or any weed or anything. But what they did find in his glove compartment was all those contracts, if you will, from that. So next thing you know, dude, next
Yeah.
thing you know, the fucking school's launching an investigation on what this fucking Woodlawn Brawls is. And fucking the week of, I hear like you just hear them calling people at the office, so and so, and you hear the names. Like it gets closer to like more people that are involved. And next thing you know, they're calling my buddy. And next thing you know, they're calling like I'm like the last person to get called. This was like, what is going on? This fight shit. Is this how you want to be remembered? Started this fight club. Like, that sounds pretty cool.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, but that there were some fights in there though. I didn't really get too much into the fights, but I had one fight in there against somebody that like had like punked me out earlier that year, like punched me in school, and we fought. And I was like actually kind of scared going into the fight, that I was going to get my ass beat, but I ended up like kind of beating his ass and like choking him out. And the feeling after that like was like my first like I don't know victory of MMA, if you will. I don't know, but that feeling. I just loved it, dude, and I just knew that's what I was gonna do.
Awesome story. That's
Yeah,
fun way to get involved.
that's a
Yeah,
great
it was
story.
crazy, dude.
Transitioning now, you have a fight scheduled for July 17th for LFA 85. I guess the initial question would be, did you ever think that you'd be fighting for LFA and they'd have a smaller crowd than the Woodlawn Brawls did?
That is a good question. No, dude, that's fucking insane now that you think about it. Dude, that is
But
nuts.
but
This would be
seriously,
crowd.
what do you know about your fight? I see, according to Tapology, you're fighting Jacob Thrall. Is that still the opponent that you got? Nothing, no late
Yeah,
changes or anything?
yeah. Everything's the same except for the weight classes at 145. They offered a catch of 140 or 135 or 140 for number one contender spot. That doesn't make sense to me though because the title is vacant and it's been vacant for 6 months. So I said let's do it at 135 for the title. Let's just do it for the title. I don't know. That didn't happen, so I kind of stood my ground. You know, it was like 4 weeks away, so I said 145, and they accepted, and here we are at 145. But going ahead in the future, it's going to be bantamweight still.
Bantamweight. Yeah, I know you were in our last interview. You talked about the getting offered fights higher than your preferred weight class. What do you know about your opponent? I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't know a lot about him. What do you know about his style?
He's a tough dude, man. I've seen a lot of his fights actually on the internet, and he's a hard nosed wrestler, and he likes to brawl. So I mean, this is definitely going to be, I think, a test, if you will, against me, against someone that's going to be like coming. He comes forward, you know, he's trying to like take my head off right out the gate. So, yeah, it's tough, man. But I like the matchup still. I like my skills against his. I like my physical attributes, if you will, against his. I'm taller, longer. I know I'm going to be bigger coming in this fight than him. So I'm going to have a lot of advantages. But it's going to be tough.
So, I mean, talking about it being tough, I mean, it's kind of like a redundant question at this point, but you know, with everything going on with the pandemic and this is LFA's month of returning, like how's it been for you just staying ready and like how have you been doing through all this?
So the first bit of the pandemic, man, it was hard. It was, you know, I'm from Colorado right now, so everything was shut down for like a solid 2 months, and there was no like formal practices at all. It was pretty much self-training, garage, this or that, like going to the park, doing. But I don't know, it really sucked. But Corey's fight with Aljamain Sterling, was scheduled, and once that was scheduled, he got a hold of me, and me and him started training like I don't know, probably 2 months back, getting ready for that fight. So I kind of got an early start before like all the gyms and everything reopened back up like they are now. So I mean, I kind of got like a little head start, if you will. Yeah.
When you were training with Corey, did you have access to the gym kind of privately, or did you have to do it in your garages and parks and stuff like that?
It would be in the gym with like 3 people there.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Like me, him, and 3 other people. Yeah.
We talked about your last, we talked about kind of your strength, not strength to schedule, but your timing of your fights in last time, about how you wanted to keep active, especially coming off of the 28-second knockout.
Yeah.
What did you have fights lined up? I've talked to other LFA fighters and they had stuff lined up that constantly kind of kept getting pushed back. Did you have anything initially scheduled prior to this bout that got canceled initially, or what is your situation with LFA Ben as far as getting another fight lined up?
No, I didn't have anything canceled. I had a couple different things in the talk that weren't LFA that never fizzled out, unfortunately. There's a couple of matchups that I would have liked to take, but ultimately I was really hoping that I could just get either one more LFA fight for the title, or maybe, if I was lucky, like hold out for the Contender Series. But I think I'm gonna have to go the route that I'm in now, which is, the LFA fight.
I mean, well, you never really know. I mean, has one thing I'm noticing, if you look at like all these fights that have been the fight announcements when they come out, a lot of them are short notice. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you look at the 2 ladies from Invicta that fought last week, and they only had 5 days or less notice. Max Rushkoff had like 10 days notice. It's weird to say it, but for MMA, the sport of mixed martial arts, it almost seems like availability and the logistics of everything is creating more opportunity for guys like yourself. Is that something that's like been crossing your mind since you've seen everything happening and sport of MMA returning?
Since the beginning, man, I was trying early to when me and Thrall's first fight got canceled, I was trying to promote it to like move that fight to the UFC, right? Like just make that a UFC fight, like put a fight on. Just so yeah, that's been on my mind. I want to be one of those guys. I was saying like I want to be one of those guys that gets to the UFC like through the cracks, right? Like short notice, pandemic, we need like fighters. Just put me on. Yeah, man. Right now it's about being able to be ready. I don't want to miss a huge opportunity because of the scale.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
The Contender Series seems to be firing up again. I see some fight announcements starting for that in August, and then there's the rumored Ultimate Fighter return. You clearly said you're open to the Contender Series. Is the Ultimate Fighter something that you would jump at too, or is that something that maybe doesn't interest you as much?
I mean, it's a way in. I look at it that way. I'm not really too big a fan of it. I've heard from people. I know people that have been on the show. It does not sound fun. But I mean, it is a way in, and the contracts from the Ultimate Fighter are kind of bogus too. I don't know. It's something to think about. It's hard to say no, though. It really is. If that was offered to me, because it does give you exposure. It does put eyes on you. It does give you an opportunity, and so
But like
I
you
think
said,
I'd
at
have
the
a hard
same
time saying no.
time, it locks you into some contracts, and you're in the door, but you're not necessarily where you want to be once you're in there. I guess
Right.
that's the best way to say it. So cool. Yeah, I just saw that coming up, and then so Sandhagen basically he went into that fight with Aljo with very very little team training. It was almost private classes to get him ready for that fight.
Yeah, I mean, there's a handful of people. There was but as far as like the team training practices go, that was shut down for like I don't know how long, at least 2 months. Like it was, yeah. I
Is that
mean,
the same?
Colorado was
So
tricky.
Blades and Gagey and all those guys went through the exact same. Magny, all those guys did it was basically the same story for all them.
More or less, yeah. They were just have their own private practice with like a group of their selected training partners.
So for your upcoming preparation for your fight, like as far as the promotion and how everyone's going to ask, so I'm sure you have to have some idea of what are they doing with like testing, quarantining, all that. I mean, are they testing you before you even make your way to the fight, or how's that working for you?
As far as I know, I get tested right when I get there. Some shit like I get there when I have not been over the protocol of like when we get there, do we have to stay in the hotel? And I'm only allowed one coach though, one corner person that can travel and stay with me at all times. Something stupid. None of it makes any sense, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's.
No
I
sense
agree.
at all.
No, I agree with you because it's. I mean, especially if you're going to move forward with something like fighting, where there's really.
Yeah.
I interviewed a fighter over here on the East Coast like a week ago, and combat sports is very personal. Like you're more worried about the damage you could possibly take in the fight than all this other stuff going on. So that your focus is going to be on your preparation and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to like you said, you don't want to knock the precautions because everybody wants you to take them, but on the other hand, when you're in your shoes, I mean, all you want to do is fight because that's what you want to do. I mean, you've been doing it since Woodlawn fight camp, fight club, or whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, so is that kind of your take on this whole thing? It's like I just want to get back to fighting.
I want to get in the UFC, man. That's what I want. And I mean, got to get the wins to get there, right? And I know I'm ready. I know I'm ready for that level, man. I guess I just gotta beef up the resume more to get more noticed and to get on there. But that's what I want, man.
I guess kind of an off-topic thing. We're talking about the lockdown, and I'm not going to ask for any political opinions or anything. But as far as just anything you picked up new, some of us took up gardening or cooking or other than fighting the fight world. Is there anything that you were able to get into during the months off? Or the slowdown, I should say.
Slow down. I cleaned my garage. I did that, and I started a poker club with
There you
me and
go.
a couple of guys on the team. We've been playing it now for 3 months, like every Friday and Sunday, dude. I don't know. We have like a core base of people that play, but we get like 6, 7 other players that come through that are on the team, and a lot of times, like previously when I'm training, there's a lot of people on the team, right? So you don't really get to personalize with people and talk and
Yeah.
funny. But through like this like poker club that like I kind of helped me and a couple other people help create. Like I've met a lot of different people that I've been training with for months, but never personally knew. So I've gotten close to a lot of different teammates through that. I think that's the biggest change, if you will, or hobby I picked up on this.
It's
Gambling.
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. It's weird though, because it seems like it just because based on the story you told when we started and then that we just said now, it just seems like you've got like a weird entrepreneurial thing in you where you kind of just start these things out of based on what's around you. I mean, that's a pretty nice personality trait that I mean, you're an entrepreneur. Like it's like you see opportunities in everything. So that's pretty cool, and I know that's something that Dana White looks for when he's looking for people to fill up cards. So I see it happening for you. I definitely see it happening for you. So is it if mid July your fight happens and depending on how things go, what's your take? I mean, I know Matt mentioned how you wanted to fight a certain amount of times, but do you want to fight more because of this standstill that we had? Like, are you going to be one of these guys that are like, I'm fresh, get me back in there in the fall, September, August?
I have something in kind of, I don't want to say, I've been offered another fight later in the year by a
Okay.
different promotion. So I kind of have that in my back pocket if the Contender Series UFC doesn't work out, and I'll probably take that. It would be here in Colorado.
So your
Nice.
fights
That
with
would probably be around like September, October.
so your fight with LFA is still you're still a fight by fight contract.
Yeah, it's just still just a single fight. Yep.
I mean, it's good that I mean, I gotta say, like I said, I talked to another fighter out here on the East Coast, and it's good that you're getting the offers with timelines like that, because the fighter I spoke to, like he's got an offer, but they don't even know where they're gonna do it because he's in New York, I'm in New Jersey, and if you see the way things are out here, I mean,
Yeah.
we were the
Yeah.
worst in the whole country or whatever it is, but yeah, man, I mean, I definitely think I really think it's something that folks need to watch. Somebody like yourself that's just going after it. I feel like your voice isn't heard enough. You know what I mean? When it looks, because people looking for reasons to stop everything, and here you are, you want to keep going because
Yeah.
the fighter's life is not something that you can really put on pause.
No, man, it's a good thing I'm as young as I am right now, because it's a good thing things are coming back as quick as they are, I guess, because man, someone that's like 32, 33, 35 on the regional scene, trying to make it, trying to get like a final push, has a fight coming up, something, and then this shit happens, and maybe your career's booked, like put on shelf for 6 months, a year. That can be devastating, man. Like, I don't know, like some opportunities can be taken away from that, but it wasn't too long, fortunately. So I don't think there's too much chaos.
Do you have another full-time job that kept you busy, or were you completely just out of everything when this lockdown?
No, my job is I work for the city, and I do youth sports officiating year round. So I lost my main source of income through all this. But I mean, I didn't let that like you can only control how you react to things, and I just went with it.
Well, I hope you don't get in trouble talking about your own youth, the fight club that you had from when you were, you know what I mean? Sometimes that stuff, when it comes to
Statute of limitations, I think now it's been like 10 years.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So, do you ever think about doing like a throwback to honor that story? Like as far as like when you're walking in, or is there something that you're doing that we haven't picked up on since we're just hearing it? Like, is there like a fight club?
No,
Like,
I really haven't done anything to like sneak that in there. That is something I should do though. I don't know. I
A
haven't
Woodland Brawl shirt or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like Woodlawn Brawler or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm getting the story out there now. So what I need is like a digital animator to like tell the story. You know what I mean?
There you
So
go.
like there could be like a video story of it.
There's not there, I mean, I hate to keep going back to it, but I thought that was such a cool
Very
story.
good.
There's no is there any like World Star YouTube videos from like archival footage of stuff?
I had them on my old phone in 2009, which I think might be at my mom's house in Illinois. Somewhere in her house, somewhere in like my old room or some shit. Like maybe on like a LG Triton or something, like some old phone, dude. It's in there somewhere. There were videos though, 100%.
Oh, you need to get those out, man. You need to. I mean, look at that. They're putting Jorge Masvidal's backyard fights up as featurettes now. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why not do the same for your thing? I mean, that's a great story.
Yeah, I'll have to get a hold of her.
So, I mean, I feel like your hair is longer than the last time I saw you. Are you going to get the haircut before your fight?
I don't think so. I never had my hair this long either. I don't know. It was cool.
I know you generally like to keep it a little long for your fights.
I'm probably gonna get like cornrows or something. I've never done that before. I don't know. Just fuck around.
Are the barbershops even open in Colorado? I have no idea.
They are. A lot of people tell me every day.
Well, I've been giving Ed shit for the last 2 months, and
I got mine last week.
He finally got trimmed up. He was getting a little Mexican afro going there for a while. Nice. But so during this time, you were saying Elevation Fight Team, while fighters have been busy, you guys have really, I mean, you guys were on the map before. But I don't think there's any gym that's really taken advantage of this last 6 months like you guys, between Gagey, Overeem, Magny, Blades. Sandhagen had a setback, but that happens when you fight great fighters. Has it been kind of frustrating? Are you guys fully open now? I guess I should ask first.
Yeah, we're so I'll say we're open now, but we're with some restrictions like times and like slots like that. But for practices resuming back to somewhat normalcy.
Is it weird being, a close-knit team with the pro fighters and then having guys win world titles or, interim, whatever the hell? Gagey's a beast no matter what title he's carrying. Is it weird to kind of not be able to celebrate or it be the team atmosphere when you see all this success coming in?
I wouldn't say that, because actually we were, like I said, we started this poker club. We watched all the fights at the poker club with a bunch of people there too. It was just like, it was just like old times, like getting together at a house party, watching fights. A lot of us, man, we weren't really concerned about this, and we have our own opinions. We won't get too much into that about this whole virus shit. But a lot of us, all I gotta say is this: a lot of us, probably over half the people on the team, got sick in early January, December, November, with very similar symptoms, and we're like, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out for like a solid 2 weeks, and then like a 2-week recovery phase after that. So take that for what you will. I'm not saying I had it, but
yeah,
I think it's been here longer than a lot of people thought, and a lot of us are not concerned at all, or not believing any of the shit we're being told by the bigger heads.
No, I hear you, man. I mean, it's funny you're saying that, because I just got back training myself like 3 weeks ago for jiu-jitsu, and it's just a close-knit group of guys. It's me and 4 other guys. I mean, we're doing it in the basement because everything's still locked down here. But when we were talking about it, we were kind of like, yeah, I feel like I might have, if I had it, it was in, like, for me, like around February is when I was exhibiting this similar shit, and I have asthma. So like, it's like, I hear you, man. I mean, but what you just said, just really, it's almost like repetitive of what everyone else, when we talked about it too, my close group of friends, just talking about, like, yeah, I feel like I had it already, and maybe like you said, nobody got tested. Well, 3 of them got tested and they tested negative, but it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I had it. I feel like I had it. And now I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
the event is being held where? Because they just keep flashing the 4 dates.
It's Sioux Falls, and it's man, I had the arena. It's I can't remember what the arena called. For some reason, it's in a sports arena, and nobody's gonna be there. I don't understand that either, dude. Why are they having? How much do they got to pay for these? Or they already paid for the buildings? Like, like the UFC, you know, they could have this in like a studio garage, and I don't know.
No, we've had that discussion before. We were trying to figure out, I think last week or the week before, why Bellator hasn't really done anything. When literally you could do it anywhere. You can put a cage in. That was why the whole Fight Island thing to me was always BS. He's talking about building infrastructure and stuff, and I'm going, what do you need to build to put a cage inside a garage? You know, or put a cage on a beach somewhere if we were really going to have a real Fight Island and not just do it in a town in the Middle East. But I forgot where I was going there, but July 17th, LFA 85. Man, I hope that hope you pick up a good win there and are able to you say you have another fight option available if other things don't fall into place, but seems like you're positioning yourself for what your main goal is, and I think you're doing the route you're taking, and the fight team you're with, and everything seems to be you've made a lot of good choices to get where you're at right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm, like you guys were talking to with a lot of my teammates' victories, really highlighted the team I train with, and it's just good to see other people succeeding, and watching them is just inspiring. It just makes me want to be right there with them, and that's what I want, man. So I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah, they say success can be like a virus too. You surround yourself with successful people, and you'll be like I saw a quote the other day. If you're around 5 successful people, then you'll be the 6th one. So that seems like you're whether it be poker, park fights, or fighting on Fight Pass on LFA this month, man. I definitely see it coming for you. I think you got the right attitude. So good luck to you.
Thanks. That seems more believable than some of the bullshit I've been told. Success is like a virus. Thanks. Thank you.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, why don't you throw out all your handles, Twitter? You did it last time, but why don't you throw that out again?
Yeah, at J Wetzell MMA. Can they see the screen graphics or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just the handle here, right below my chin. It's the same for all of them. YouTube included. Got a couple of videos on there.
All right, everybody, watch Justin Wetzell's fight versus Jacob Thrall this July 17th, UFC Fight Pass. It'll be the second LFA event, so they've got 4 scheduled for the month of July, and hopefully we start seeing nonstop fights after that. Best of luck to you, and again, thanks for joining us.
Hell yeah, man. It's great to be on here again.
The show is brought to you by allaccessmma.com. Fans can follow us at Combat Hour on Twitter, Coast-to-Coast Combat Hour on Instagram. Follow me, Matthew Hawkins, at MMAHawk21 on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Ed at Carbazol on Twitter and Carbeerzol on Instagram. Best of luck, Justin. We'll be rooting for you. Look forward to talking to you again next week, Ed.
And I'm going to drop that link for your YouTube too on the body of this one, Justin, just so folks can check it out. And I want to check it out too. But thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you find that video, we'd love to exclusive it on Coast-to-Coast Combat Hour podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? We could do it and like commentate it or something if I could figure out how to.
There we go.
Yeah.
That'd be quick. They're 1 minute rounds, so it'd be easy.
Oh yeah. Cool. That's such a great story. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Right. Good night, fellas.
Later.
All right. That was good, man.